free game. It's very close to a free game. That last pick, Tiny, is definitely one of the more decent heroes to play into, but let's see if the new member / stand-in is going to be able to perform, or if Spirit can lead with this momentum like we saw in that previous game just then.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I think the panel didn't touch as much about is this Grimstroke. So in general, I'm a big Inkswell fan, but Grimstroke did get a new buff this patch around. And with this facet, you can actually farm an Aghanim Scepter much faster. And against a hero like Morphling, that is the dream scenario. So I'm very curious to see how much Sweden Strong's going to be able to contribute if he gets a fast Ags. I feel like that's really the way to kind of battle Satanic here. Not that Dragon Knight needs that much help, right? We saw this hero pretty much best every single carry-to-carry matchup. But if you have just an extra carry in your team as that illusion, it definitely doesn't hurt.
Maybe that nuke inside the lane as well could be a little bit concerning for Satanic if they catch him off guard with a spear and a stroke of fate.
Oh, there you go.
We'll be able to see the very end of the kill, unless we get a glimpse into what happened, unfortunately, for Malik.
Yeah. Overall, though, the lanes seem pretty straightforward. As you said, the nukes from the Grimstroke definitely annoying for the Morphling. Early on, he might need to play with some extra strength just to make sure he's not going to be bursted down. And I think this is a game where you actually max Stroke of Fate. This is like a 4-1-0 game? I don't know. Oh, is that a Q? Oh!
Okay.
Okay. Still pretty long respawn timer here because he's level 1.
That's true, but Sweden Strong used a lot of mana to try and get that kill.
Yeah. Pretty neat that he can, curve it, go through the creep so he does more damage. Yeah, a couple of cool things that you can do with that.
Be interesting to see, if I've been seeing it a little bit more as well, even before the patch. With the Eastern European qualifiers, we're seeing it in some games, so not often, but intrigued to see on if we get a bit more of the Grimstroke and the fine art. At the moment, all the other lanes though, looking pretty solid. Lau should have a very good time. I definitely think one of the better Tiny plays as well at the moment, so we'll see how he's going to be able to perform. A big question mark around Malik. I still have a lot of hesitancy on this Magnus, at least the games I've seen that the hero can struggle, but sometimes he does okay, but it definitely feels like the victories don't particularly rely that much on the hero.
Yeah, what I do like about him this game is that at least in power by itself enables both of his cores greatly, right? Tiny on the highest base damages, same for Morphling, even if he's ranged. So this might be a game where even if he's not getting those perfect RPs, or if he doesn't get a good laning stage, he's still going to be able to enable everyone else. And as an offlaner, sometimes it's good enough. Like in the past, we would see Darkseer games where you don't necessarily have that great of an illusion, but you have two melee heroes that can just get kills easier with Surge. You still pick Darkseer just because of what he can give to everyone else.
To see the emphasis they're already looking to try and put onto Squad X's game. Rotation from Respect to try and take away one of the water runes for Lul.
Oh, wow.
Got a kill up top as well. Satanic, he's going to go down 4-0. Sweden Strong respects the game of Cloud.
Yeah, this might be a game where you need an early shard of your Manta, because even if you can dispel the silences, the amount of burst damage is huge. Oh, Malik. Oh, let's have a stick.
Respect though, taking a lot of damage. Rue doesn't have enough poison to be able to continue to chase, and no banishment.
Yeah, and another cool thing about Spirit with this Magnus is that you have a Shadow Demon on the dire side. He can make tons of stacks with the Shadow Poison. So one win, they have the heroes to invade the triangle and make sure that, at least they can see when they're gonna farm it, to try and get good fights out of it, or maybe even steal it depending on how strong the Dragon Knight is. I definitely don't want to give either Tiny or Magnus for stacks.
So do you feel like then like Spirit have a little bit more slower of a lineup? Because we often do see any mag lineups, they tend to play without much pace.
Yeah, I think so. The Tiny will be able to give them a little bit of space, but it does look like the Magnus is not getting a free game, so his Blink Dagger is going to be delayed. And even Tinies these days, it feels like you get upgraded boots, wand, and soul ring, which means that you don't really get those like 10-minute Blink Daggers anymore. It's usually around 13-ish, which definitely gives you one win a little bit of leeway into getting those early items.
The decent amount of damage. Lyle's going to try and turn with a combo, but of course the phase shift there from Squad X to dodge the toss damage, and you're going to be able to still secure the kill. Squad X can dive under the tower with the use of the haste, and now he might turn next as well. Another round of the orb up in a couple of seconds, and with the double supports, they can easily dive Miposhka, and now Rue is kind of stuck here. They've got a catapult wave, so it's still tanking up the tower, and yeah, they're going to look for the Shadow Demon next. An incredible start to the laning phase for the boys on 1 win.
5-0. Unfortunately, not going to be able to force that mid-tier 1 tower, but that's already a lot of damage being done, and they're going to lose the bet right. That's just a deny, so barely even counts.
It's already an incredibly scary puck game, and now you give him a good start like that. That's where we are seeing like 4-minute water rune. They wanted to try and rotate to secure his game. They've got a bunch of stacks as well inside the jungle if they want to give that to the puck too. So this is looking like a very good start for 1 win.
Yeah, and speaking of stacks for Spirit, they didn't really make many of those. There's like 1 large camp stank in the triangle, but that's not really going to help Malik recover his game as fast as maybe he wants to. Doesn't even have treads yet. His Blink Dagger still pretty far away. No soul ring, no upgraded boots on Laro. Oh, this is looking bad. He's 300 gold ahead of the Grimstroke. Like, he's really poor. Satanic.
Top lane with the Morphling. Phantom's Embrace. Satanic will be able to deal with it. Had a big one, so heal came through from that. Tiny definitely is a hero that cannot play from behind. You know, it's very much snowball heavy, looking to try and blow up supports 4-0. So we're gonna have to see what they can do on Team Spirit to bring Lyle back into the game. I know it's very early stages, 2,000 net worth lead early on, but again, Squad X is now going to have another power rune to work with in the double damage.
Especially in a game like this where you are picking the Tiny to burst the squishy supports that they have. It means that they're going to get maybe a tier 2 neutral item before the Blink Dagger. Maybe they're going to have a fluffy hat plus a cloak, and that's enough. Like, if you're jumping as Tiny and you don't kill support in those mid-game fights, it feels really bad. You probably die off of it. At least he will have the Empower to farm a bit more. But then it means Spirit is going to... like, they're going to be aiming for some really late timings, which will be exploited. We already see a smoke here from 1 win. They will find Satanic
double damage rune
well.
is going to get both of them. And the Morphling at least was able to get the attribute shift. Is it going to matter, though? They could probably still take a long fight and get more kill. Oh, look at Respected Makushi, both
Everyone's
through the portal.
here.
So, yeah, they'll have to cancel the TP, but unfortunately, Low, he already TP'd in, so there is no escape. You keep the Morphling alive, but with 5 heroes on 1 win, they're going to be able to overwhelm the boys on Team Spirit. I mean, this is a 7-kill advantage.
Jesus. Well, this at least opens...
Squad X might kill Rue mid lane? Nice phase shift. Okay, banishes himself, but with the all back up, it's not going to matter about the illusions. He'll find him trying to run away. There, this puck is... oh, no.
Yeah, that's a hell of a standing. Pretty happy with how he's been performing so far. They lose the top tower. Mid-tier 1 is 1 catapult wave away from falling, more than likely. And Spirit, at least Malik is actually getting a lot of farm ever since the Dragon Knight left bottom. He's somehow really close to a Blink Dagger in a game where it felt like it was going to be like maybe a 14-minute one. He might finish this Blink in 2-3 minutes, so... This is going to help a lot, because Laro is super far away from his. He doesn't have upgraded boots, and he's still almost 2,000 gold behind finishing it.
Where is the damage going to come from, though, if you have this Blink?
It am not sure because, you know, Mag is just control with the build that he has, with the levels that he has. So, indeed, where's the damage going to come from? The fights are going to be awkward for sure. I think you need to maybe bait the Tiny and have the RP so that the Tiny is in range of whoever gets RP. If it's the Magnus going in first, you're not going to really have a way to close the gap and utilize Laro's levels to get kills.
Have to see what they can do for the team spirit. It's 4,000 net worth lead, and one win still yet to farm their stacks inside the triangle. It's like 5 stacks at the hard and the ancients. I mean, yeah, that's...
Holy moly.
Spirit have got some big stacks as well at their own ancients, and let's see who they actually want to give it to, though. Malik's close. Lal is still a little bit away towards the blink. I guess they'll share it.
Yeah, Malik will... If he gets one creep, he's probably get it. And Laro, yeah, I mean, this is nice. Everyone gets some experience. The supports are now both level 6, which is huge. But they also have it on 1W. It's just that Respect didn't learn Lasso, which is fairly normal these days.
Not often you see a hero like the Puck this far ahead of someone like the Dragon Knight. I'm also surprised at Satanic's net worth. Honestly, the fact that he's the position he is. I mean, he only died once, but they were putting a lot of pressure onto his lane. There's the reveal of the blink. If they're going to have the burst and the control, it looks like... No way. Squad X actually going to get out. Oh my Very fire if required. Drops the coil just to hold them back, but that is your blink reveal. That was the hero that you were trying to blow up 4-0, and you didn't even have the damage for.
I mean, that Seeds of Serenity... Strength Treads with the Witchblade armor, he is just way more farmed than he should be. In a normal game, he was dead. He was like 70 HP when he died, and he might find Respect, but that's not really the kill that you want. That's still a 6k gold lead here for Spirit. Tier 1 tower already down the mid lane, and yeah, those stacks, the farm stacks, they went all to Munkushi, so now he is about to surpass this Puck.
A blink as well getting delivered for the Mars.
Oh wow!
For you to be able to jump in, really impressed with the. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to keep saying the praise of Squad X, but he was running at the Morphling to stop him from farming this top jungle. He's now going to take the creeps away, so limiting the economy that they're going to be able to find on Spirit. This will force multiple heroes to be around bottom, but they do not feel safe to be able to hit this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, at least they're gonna get Laro's Blink, and that comes with RP relatively close from being done. So that's really Spirit's timing. If by any chance they miss the next set of kills, or they just get support kills, this just further solidifies 1W's position in this game. They really need to make this one count, and they already spent a fair amount of smokes. I think they used 2 for that Puck kill, and then the Batrider one. I mean, for the Puck attempt. Obviously, Squad X did not die, and now they're gonna fight for the rune.
Not a bad high ground ward to take this fight. Smoke's gonna pop. Instantly try and protect Squad X. Sweden Strong knows his role. Make sure the park doesn't get blown up. Now a regen for him to work with.
Alright. Cloud looking for a play top, maybe?
To use the arena. It's going to find a nice angle for the spear. Somehow bypass the trees, getting close to the Squad X.
Right.
His best hero, I think, is the Mars, and something that they always like to fall back on for one win.
Yeah, played a lot of those in the qualifiers. Definitely looking really sharp. As you said, the Morphling is keeping up with Munkushi. But as we can see here, clicking on Sweden Strong, he already has one of the Eggs components. This Grimstroke is going to be a nuisance. I'll say that. You're going to get Morphling Illusion, potentially even a tiny one as well.
You also have a really fun Batrider by the looks of it too. He's getting hunted. Oh my, dude, this is... Are you serious?
God.
Look at the space. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. importantly, they get the tower, but it's 15 minutes in it takes to get the tower, and no one from Radiant wants to be bottom. So you give the dangerous farm to the Batrider, let him Firefly, pull the wave, and farm like the camps by the outpost. And that's a big reason why he's so farm. Like, this is going to be... he's got Blink Dagger now. And you compare the Spirit supports, like, you don't have... Rue is nowhere near. Miposhka's nowhere near as well. So it's not just the cores on Radiant, it's also the supports that are going to have a lot of impact.
Yeah, I mean, the supports were farming. Sweden Struggle was stacking for himself, getting camps, while pretty much every single hero Spirit is forced to be together. The gold lead is surprisingly even, but it's still really high for 15 minutes as... Smoke on smoke, but Arcane Rune on Spotix, this is huge.
Spiteful Chain Frost, which might actually get a kill with Cloud jumping in, and now they all jump HP. In. Somehow he lives.
Oh, wow. Way too close. I mean, we gotta give it to Spirit though. Their first game today looked very similar to this one, and they clutched it out. It was close to this bad, but maybe a bit better. I think the biggest problem is that that we could see how the Timber was really good that game. We could see how like some of they had DK as well. This time around, I'm not sure they have all of the advantages they had in that other game.
Well, definitely the big thing we have to look at, right, is just the repositioning. Skurin to toss something like that, Squad X. Find a nice coil onto 2. They're trying to get the lasso as well to drag back the Tiny. They're going to be able to find the opening. Spirit are trying to force the team fight with Melik here. Looking for an angle for the RP. He doesn't get it. Will now use it at the last second, but there's no one there to follow up. That is just a forced fight. They felt it necessary with how disastrous this game has gone that they needed to find a way back in. Maybe the kills from Satanic, he couldn't find it onto one of the supports, could try and turn to Sweden Strong next with the use of the Puck Replicate. That's going to help him get a little bit closer here to the Grimstroke. Doesn't actually jaunt to the Orb. We'll still be able to catch up to him nonetheless. It looks like it's going to be a double kill for the Morphling. Triple, in fact.
Damn. I mean, just so patient, right? Your Magnus waste the RP, and they still camped around that ward, and they used that to end up finding these heroes from one win that were a bit out of position. They get a mid tower out of that, and those small plays really allowing Spirit to stay in the game. Satanic, as you said, had a really tough laning stage, still getting so much farm and contributing to the game. It's not like he's being AFK and just allowed his team to drown in all of the pressure.
And the panel was saying, right, that Satanic is picking the Morphling a lot into the Dragonite. So what do you feel like is the potential reasoning behind this? What does he see in this matchup?
I think more than the matchup itself is just that Morphling alongside Dusa might be, the trifecta of the best carries. I wouldn't say the matchup is favorable, but I would say that out of all the heroes you would like to have in this patch, especially when Doom is banned, Morphling is up there. Like, you have those specialists that, your Parkers and Satanics that are just way too good with Morphling, and they're able to clutch games out. The hero's just solid. Very good hero. Especially when you have RP on top of it.
What was he if he can clutch this game
power.
Now? Yeah. Right clicking incredibly hard right now, and see if he's going to be able to scale. Top lane Cloud, potentially baiting because he does have some heroes nearby. Respect. Get a glimpse of one of the supports to maybe go for the lasso.
Deep ward. Very hard to de-ward that one. Dire scan and Radiant scan. So they expected one win to be Roshin right now. But, I don't think they need to do that. It's going to be a Radiant Roshan, one win. Oh,
so much information.
Good one.
Both sides.
Inkswell.
The creep wave. Respect's going to be able to get the jump.
Where's the save?
They'll target down low. Do they have the vision inside? It looks like they do. Rue be able to play around with the banishment. Actually, low jumped in. Do they really want to force this again? Melik trying to find the opening for the RP. Squadex stuck inside the river. Spirit, are they doing this again like we saw earlier today? Low, Blink is going to be cancelled. So it looks like Cloud is going to be able to escape to the northwest.
Dude, I think it was intentional that Rue didn't disrupt the lasso. I think they wanted to force that fight. Satanic always TPing afterwards. He waits for all of the... Like, he wants to see where the puck is. He wants to see the lasso being used. And once the fight is favorable, he gets in, kills the puck, which is the best target. The hardest one to kill, and Cloud will also die here. Damn, Spirit. And tier 2 tower is falling here. Satanic might just get it for free.
No way. I mean, this game is...
Dude.
Where was Munkushi there in that fight?
I think he was walking towards the fight, but he definitely wasn't in the midst of it.
Radiant's top tower is under
Wow.
attack.
Roche is now a possibility. They're going through the gates, actually scouted by Rue. Maybe he... Oh, never mind. That's actually Spirit. I thought it was... I thought one win was going through the gates. They are maybe baiting this. They don't want to join the pit, but they want to force one win to scout. They do send this illusion. I guess we didn't mention, Eggs is already done here for Sweden Strong.
Trying to smoke as well. Spirit clawing their way back in. Still not back just yet. 3,000 net worth lead. Roshan really could put them back in an even position, maybe even potentially ahead. You got the BKB now online here for the Magnus, giving the empower to all his allies. They will try and force it though on one win. They're moving into the pit, and Spirit
Right.
not
It's all about the
scouting.
soul bind. You get a good soul bind here. You stop the Magnus RP with your silence. This fight could be over, but you also want to make sure you're using soul bind on Satanic so that you can get his illusion. So it is kind of a tough
tipping
choice.
away.
Okay.
I'll tip it out. What is this?
I mean, you gotta respect the arena plus Grimstroke. It is a rough team fight. You have Lasso as well. I think Spirit, they feel like as long as this Morphling gets to his next set of items, which is the Lincoln Sphere BKB, you're not afraid of taking the fights in your own terms. It's really hard fighting to the timings of one win right now. Munkushi will get the Aegis.
So how do you play then for Spirit if you're feeling like this is a bit of a difficult position, especially bottom that fight? Are you looking to avoid the Aegis fights as well then, or could we maybe see a world where they try and defend a particular spot on the map and maybe even their objectives?
Yeah, I think basically what you want to do is you want Satanic to be split pushing side lanes. You want to posture a tanky core under tower. Ideally, that here's going to be Laurel. And with a TP from Satanic as well as the counter initiation of the RP, that's how you take the fights. You need to wait for the arena to be used. You need to make sure Satanic is not lassoed, and then Satanic can go in to clean up. So yeah, you gotta respect Spirit, right? They were comebacking real strong into this game, but they also are humble enough not to take that bad fight and trust that they will be able to force bad fights from one win when they are pushing the towers, which you kind of want to do if you have Aegis.
See if they do put themselves in a position on the map where they can actually force some of these objectives though, because Spirit are doing a good job. Bottom gets pushed in, mid is about even, and top is where they want to be though on one win. The Order Dragon form used. This tower is going to be under assault, and it doesn't seem like anyone is getting set up on Spirit to mount a defense.
Yeah, that's gonna be the Kayasha Magnus, huh? Just for the faster RP. Very interesting. I've seen one, I think there was one game already. I'm not sure if it was Malik that... It was definitely not Malik because it was Group A. So, okay. I thought BKB was the way just because you don't want to really deal with the Grimstroke silence. But Malik has other
He's got
plans.
BKB already.
Oh. Dude, what's happening? It's not that early. I shouldn't be sleepy. I don't know what's going on.
Tower is under attack.
I'm very intrigued on the build. See Malik, what he's gonna look to go for afterwards. They're actually gonna force a fight on Spirit as well, so potentially strong enough. Maybe baiting around this mid wave though, but Radiant as far north as you can possibly get.
Yeah, they do have a catapult wave going top, so ideally you want to poke high ground with your dragon farm. Still 20 seconds on cooldown. If they can force this fight, Munkushi
It's
doesn't
scary,
have his
though.
ulti.
It's a really scary high ground to walk up into. Lol, yeah, not the initiation. You do not want to try and dump everything on a Munkushi.
Yeah, gotta respect it. They're trying to drag them towards their vision, which is here in the
Under a
river.
ward. Respect's going to be able to find the Magnus prime person to be able to get the initiation on Rue. Can he get in range for the banishment? He can't. They dragged him to the far side of the arena. Malik, he can peek at B and escape. And now with the supports on Radiant, they're in trouble. They're both gone. It's up to the cause now. 3 remaining heroes clumped together inside the river, and the Chain Frost is bouncing back, man. Far out. The damage from Aposhko is huge, and now you've also got Squad X, who's still a little bit isolated. Low jaunt over to the north. Looks like Squad X, he's going to be okay, but it looked like a pretty decent start to the fight. You get the lasso and the mag, you drag him in the arena on the far northern side, so the banishment Rue was out of range, but they weren't able to blow up Malik, and then it put the supports in a compromised position where they died in the fight.
It all goes back to the awareness of Spirit that they knew that Dragon Farm was on cooldown. So when they get the lasso and they throw everything on the Magnus, the Dragon Knight cannot hit because he's in melee form. And that is the only reason he survives, gets the BKB off. Spirit just slowly poking at 1-win. Like, oh, you have the advantage, right? You know, you should fight me. And they drag them towards this dire ward, and they just get a perfect fight. Just... You could see that Laro didn't have any intention of bursting the Dragon Knight. He just wanted to make sure that 1-win took the bait, and maybe 1-win felt like they still had the advantage since they have that one Radiant Ward in the river nearby, but the Dragon Knight cooldown was really their downfall. I mean, not that it was that much of a loss, but when you have Aegis, you're looking to convincingly win fights and not tie them.
And that advantage is now non-existent. 1,000 Aegis is about to expire in the next 15 seconds. These items continuing to be worked on. This is
that a
Lincoln's
full
for the
Kaya
Morphling.
No, that's a Kaya for Malik. So it looks like he's going Kaya Eggs. Eggs definitely good to displace that Dragon Knight, put him in bad positions, the supports as well.
How do you feel about the puck with the start that Squad X has had? How do we feel about his involvement in the game so far? Were we hoping for a little bit more?
I really feel like he played fine. Honestly, individually, 1-win has been playing well. It's just that the movements of Spirit have been better.
Wow. The team is coming, but I think they're going to be a little bit too far away.
All right. They did spend a couple of spells, though. Will Spirit try to exploit that? No. They TP out. That's that tiny. There's no Aegis on the side of 1-win anymore. Spirit is fine with trading farm, which I think they should. It's really the second Aegis that... I think it was maybe Milan that said that whoever gets second Aegis has like a 70% win rate. And that is
under attack.
I don't have the exact stats, but it definitely feels that way. Second Aegis really matters way more. Spirit, though,
Might be able to get the
instant
jump
RP.
RP onto Cloud. Jesus.
Yeah.
What?
They nerfed Kanda, I heard. Not as good anymore, but you have in power to make sure that the nerf doesn't really matter at all.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gotta trade some of the cores across the map. Leaders gained a little bit more here from Radiant, but we are seeing though the positioning across the map. I've really been able to get out. You've got Munkushi in respect to a farming bottom, but Dire kind of 4 heroes holding hands around the mid lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I gotta say, for how early the Sweden Strong Eggs came, I think I expected a bit more out of it. Like,
the person's gonna be caught bottom lane.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
2-2 respect. Again, Satanic just showcasing how much damage the Morphling's able to do, and now Munkushi. Nice location of the BKB TP out.
I don't think the camera showed this, but Shadow Demon was TPing. The
Top lane? Squad X almost solo killing Lao.
Oh, wow. Alright, it's gonna be okay. The Dark Portrait Illusion 4-shot Rue. He TP'd with like 10 HP out of that illusion, so maybe they just didn't have a good fight where the illusion could attack anyone, but you definitely gotta respect Dark Portrait.
Very even game. Position Spirit. Their way back. We've got the Wisdom still up here for Radiant. Looks like Mankushi's going to grab that. Still a little bit away from the Bloodthorn. Octarine was just completed for the puck as well. But importantly, it looks like we're going to be set up for Roshan. It's going to be a spawn down bottom though. So we'll see if Spirit, what they want to look to do. If they want to try and go through the portal and get vision set up in the area.
Yeah, this is definitely one you want to be pre-set up. That's one of the reasons why Spirit maybe didn't take that fight. They were not in the pit already. But if they're the ones that just kind of prevent One from getting Roshan, maybe you just can wait this one out, get Roshan on the Dire side. But Spirit have been pretty ruthless. I'm expecting them to jump instantly, although there is a smoke here already from One.
Satanic with them, looking to try and finish the little bit of gold he needs for the BKB, but
there we go. Should be flying quick enough. He has the extra move speed of the courier.
Smoke's gonna pop loud with a jump.
Oh my!
Blow up the Bat Rider, who's got a buyback and really might need to use it if they want to force this Roche fight.
500 damage on the Tiny with the Kanda Echo Saber. Holy moly.
They're going to run them down as well. Malik getting pretty close to Munkushi.
Oh,
he's going to
the
RP him as well. Sweet and strong.
What?
Oh, dude, look at the damage again on Munkushi. What is the damage output? Everyone on Dire Cloud. That's a great arena holding 3 heroes into place. Satanic will try and BKB and run through, but he's not going to be able to catch up to the Dragon Knight. They get out. It looks like Cloud, unfortunately, will not. So protects the President, arena down, but dude, this damage is not going to stop anytime soon on Spirit.
That's still a free Roche, no Dragon Form. Mars is dead with no arena. Even though they don't get the DK, that's still good enough for Spirit to fully take control of this game. And I don't know. And it's what we talked about, the empowerment of Kanda on 2 heroes with Magnus. It doesn't, like, Malik got some decent RPs this game, but they were not, and you still see how much these heroes get enabled by the Empower. Have 500 damage on Satanic as well as Laurel.
Speaking of Laurel, is going to be able to find a solo kill onto the Bat Rider. The rest of the team also came through the portal, and with this higher ground ward, they're going to see a couple of the One members.
Well, there is a gem. They will scout it out in time. The thing is, itemization-wise, you have Mars, right? So you're not gonna be able to withstand the Spirit Jump because you're not going to buy, like, there's no save or aura that can really mitigate how strong Spirit is right now. The way around this is actually jumping yourself, which is what Cloud wants to do with the device he's building. But not only there's Aegis for Spirit, he's still very far away from that. It's really damage control for One right now. You need to split push waves, and you just gotta make sure you don't get caught. I think it's really on Squadix to try and force people back. Just make sure that the waves are always pushed whenever Spirit groups in any side of the map.
They're looking for a fight? Kushi aggressively running at Satanic.
Breaks the link into the...
Now with it on cooldown. Oh, Cloud's gonna miss the spear. Squadex is at least getting a bit of a glimpse on the backline supports. Coil maybe giving an opportunity to deal with the Shadow Demon, which is a very important hero. Meanwhile, Respect is going all the way around. He's going to try and lasso with the Lich. Maposhka will live. Squadex finally is able to get him with the finishing blow and should get out as well.
Okay, well, His lasso is on cooldown for pretty much his spawn duration. They go back.
2 fights breaking out simultaneously. Malik, RP only onto 1, but without Satanic nearby, there's going to be no real follow-up. Satanic's going to still try and do what he can. Squad X able to jaunt away. The controller's the thing in question now. They're doing a good job to be able to avoid the morphling, making sure he can't lock onto these targets, so they will have to respect this.
That was really risky from one when there was no Dragon Form or BKB on Munkushi. If they don't get that spear, I think they actually just run Munkushi down. But yeah, killing the Tiny makes sure that they're gonna lose a lot of the Aegis duration. Team Spirit might not be able to really properly set up for a push. Very clutch that they, and that's Squad X really going back in, even though they were out of Soulbind, out of Arena. Very fearless of him.
This is shaping up to be an incredible game, though. Back and forth in regards to the gold lead. Still feels like we could be moments away, though, of like a big team fight going the way of Spirit. It seems like their fights have looked easier. Would you agree, or is it just like you feel like Radiant are misplaying some of the fights or not getting the perfect fight?
I think they're being baited into bad fights. Especially with the advantage they had, their fights should be better. They have Lasso, they have Arena. That was a really early blink on Respect, but because Spirit was able to come back and they have a lot of pickoff, it feels like Spirit is always starting the fight with a numbers advantage, whether by having Aegis or just fighting someone. But what we didn't really talk about is Munkushi somehow is deathless this game. He is 4-0-5, level 25 on top of it. He is still a huge threat. We'll finish a Nullifier in no time, so you're going to have a Dispel for the Frost Shield, which has been a pain for them. And that's when, especially when the Aegis expires, that we might get to see one win being proactive again. Although Spirit is fishing for something bottom here with all this vision spread around the big jungle.
Maybe even a poke of the high ground, forcing some of the heroes back. So no creeps, they will not have to. So I'm going to continue to stall out.
Looks like either eggs or BKB will be Respect's item. He's still choosing. He bought the Ogre Axe, but he's keeping his options open here. Both are good. Obviously, if he gets a 4-man lasso with the Soulbind, it would be insanely impactful. But his lassos, he's been struggling, right? It feels like he jumps in, gets a lasso for 1.5 seconds, and gets exploded. So BKB could help him. It really depends on... Because they have the blink on the Grimstroke, there is a chance that they can get that 4-man lasso. It's just a question of what the plan really is. I feel like they should probably play for BKB though, because it's all about pickoffs now. You want the Vise on Mars, and you're gonna have Vise on the Grimstroke with Soulbind as well. To me, that sounds better. Rather than trying to out-team fight Spirit, just make sure that the squishy heroes, especially the supports, are always being picked off.
It's been fishing for a while, Respect.
Oh, wow.
Got a Healing Lotus, was actually able to repair some of the bursts that Lal did, so he's okay.
Any new items here? Looks like Gem on Rue and eggs on the Magnus. And we have some Horn Toss action. Oh,
Malik. Still Lal, they're gonna get an opportunity to blow up the puck. It's a great start, but Squad X, again, we're really not seeing that start translate into much, and he bought out for the Scepter, so no buyback.
3,000 HP on the puck, and he still dies.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Get
the Morphling illusion
okay,
gets
never mind.
Destroyed.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I think you need to let this fall. If you take this fight and you lose, it's GG. It's a Morphling lineup with a Tiny. You literally lose the game.
They have that read as well. They're just gonna duck into both the top and bottom side of the map.
Yeah, they have tier 2 at least, so it's not gonna be Megas.
Radiant's
If they use the glyph on this as well, they will. I don't know if that's going to stop Spirit. Need to maybe poke a little bit.
Yeah, need to get out of the map. Like, you're just not gonna be able to do anything. They might poke tier 4s though, because that's how confident they are.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Barracks has fallen.
All right, they will get back. Roche is approaching.
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know if I'm expecting too much from the puck, but
I mean, it's a
Well,
puck
the
into a
game was
tiny,
good.
right? It is not a good matchup.
Yeah.
Squadix really, I think, outdid himself in the laning stage. But at the end of the day, like, if you're playing Grimstroke with this facet, you were just banking on this Aghanim Scepter timing being very impactful. And unfortunately, the Morphling has been very good at always just killing the illusion. He stops doing what he was doing to always just run after it. If they had the Inkswell with the Shard and the other facet, you could definitely save the puck, because you have that hard dispel. It allows the puck to get all of his shit off. But with the way they decided to
Dire's
play,
middle tower
it
is
just
under
didn't
attack.
pan out the way they wanted. And now a Vise on Satanic. If the puck wasn't afraid enough, this is a nightmare now.
the nullify as well from Munkushi. An aggressive smoke down to bottom.
Roche will be up when they get there if they check.
Lanes are getting pushed in though, so they should know pretty shortly from Spirit. Check the pit. Anyone?
Okay.
Respect will? Do they just commit?
You
They
got
can
it.
bring
I
it up
think
pretty fast
that's
with
it.
the Bloodthorn.
I think you gotta go. You know, it might turn out awful, but I don't think they have a better shot. They were not expecting Roche to be up.
I'll scan.
You just gotta make sure you take it fast. They have the Bloodthorn. Maybe Mars should leave the arena though, because the scan is already here. They should be expecting
Oh,
Spirit
it's not
to connect.
fast enough.
It's not.
It doesn't look like it's going to be fast enough. Lol. He's with the haste. He's
get
going to be able to
vision.
charge in the middle. And Roshit's not going to go down. X is out. Meanwhile, Puck does a
Arena.
really good job to hold the supports away from the
RP!
fight, but the RP
He gets the Aegis!
onto multiple heroes. Satanic's going to be able to steal the Aegis as well on the outskirts of the arena, but it doesn't matter. Once the walls fall, Satanic can get the damage in. Waveform over the top. It's an ultra for the young gun. And he's not going to stop there anytime soon. He'll be able to catch up to Respect along with Sweet and Strong. Waveform back up. They'll duck into the trees. But when Satanic doesn't see them, he's going to get a good idea of their location. That'll... Oh, he didn't get... Okay, Rampage timing. Not there for him anymore. But what a fight from Spirit to contest inside the pit.
I mean, they did that beautifully. They send a Tiny by himself. He gets the vision. Obviously, one win. They already committed for this. They need to use the arena. Perfect RP with the waveform steal from Satanic. Dude, this Spirit lineup, it is looking pretty solid. Not gonna lie.
Hex? Oh my god,
Lord.
Satanic, dude.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
Yeah.
middle tower
The
has
tips, he
fallen.
deserves it. What a freaking performance from losing his tower minute 7 to...
Radiant's ancient
Ah, there you go, GG. That has been the Satanic and Laro show.